Hello and good morning once again from Berlin. This is Gabriel Flemming speaking for Germany Trade and Invest. I'm a senior manager healthcare at Germany's Agency for the Support of Foreign Trade and Inward Investment. I assume you can see my presentation. Thank you very much to the team of Jerry and Puria. It's great to be here. Succeed in Germany's healthcare market is the topic of my presentation. I'm going to provide you some snapshots on medical technology industry sector in Germany, as well as digital health and biopharmaceutical segments. Germany Trade and Invest, as I said, is the economic development agency of the Federal Republic of Germany. What we do is, on the one hand, in the invest part, we support international companies on their way to becoming established in Germany. And in the trade part, we support German companies exporting into international markets. For those international companies interested in entering the German market and becoming established here, setting up business in Germany, this is the services that we provide free of charge. We are a government agency to cover market analyses, market entry analyses. We provide extensive legal information. We have an in-house legal help desk to discuss tax issues, labor law, etc., how to set up a legal entity in Germany. Then, of course, we provide funding and financing information, what kind of incentives are available for companies interested in setting up sales representative offices or manufacturing sites with R&D facilities. We can navigate the funding instruments that the German government has put in place to support exactly these purposes and activities. Then last but not least, of course, we'll support your partnering activities, find partners for innovation projects, R&D purposes with German hospitals, for example, manufacturers, research institutes, and then, of course, help you decide where the best site may be for your business presence in Germany. Start out with a high-level perspective on the German healthcare market. It's the largest healthcare market in Europe, since we have the largest population here, some 80 million people. We are spending 400 billion euros on health issues every year currently. That's just about 11.7, some 12% of the gross domestic product, which puts us on the highest spot and in the first place across Europe, or one of the highest places in the ranking. All of the population have health insurance. The vast majority, some 73 million, have public health insurance, and the rest have private health insurance. There are some 2,000 hospitals in Germany with 500,000 hospital beds. This, again, is a top figure across Europe. Close to 400,000 physicians, 20,000 pharmacies. And actually, it's the sector with the highest employment effect. There's 7.5 million people employed in the healthcare sector. The current market drivers, on a high level, once again, what's driving the health market, health policy is, for one part, the aging society. People tend to have longer lives and more healthy lives, which are supported by technology, new products, and care. Therefore, care dependency can be supported by those medical products, tools, and services. Chronic diseases are widespread, and these three social trends or market drivers, if you will, all amount in the necessity to enable people take care of health for themselves increasingly, moving care a bit to the private home of those people and patients, with digital services increasing monitoring from home, possibly digital telemedicine tools to get in touch with the doctor without having to leave the home, etc. All this to enable people remain at home and live a decent life at home instead of getting into a hospital or elderly home. From the technology side, there's new substances and materials which enable medical devices get smaller and more effective, more active. Pacemaker technology, surgery devices in minimal invasive surgery, for example, active devices for ablation inside of the heart using catheter technology. There's new production methods, and of course, digitalization, interconnectivity is pushing the market. As of this era of the ongoing corona pandemic, the German government has put a major economic stimulus in place last summer, actually worth 130 billion euros to cope with the repercussions of the pandemic. 10 billion of that package went into the German healthcare infrastructure, primarily into hospitals, but also into industry to support manufacturers in personal protective equipment, and also vaccines development and manufacturing, which obviously has been quite successful. Specifically for hospitals, these are to be enabled to reach a new national countrywide standard of digital infrastructure to increase digital communication between hospital departments, but also between hospital and ambulatory doctors. There's the need to compensate for revenue losses, as so many standard procedures and surgery procedures have been cancelled due to the corona prioritization. There's also remuneration of additional costs for PPE, for example, and staff are actually enjoying bonus payments to make sure that the motivation is honored, and hospital staff are receiving extra bonus payments through this hospital sector stimulus. Right, Germany's medtech sector. I have a nice animated video prepared for you.
Medical products made in Germany are used worldwide. The current corona crisis means that innovative and effective medical products are needed more urgently than ever. German medical technology companies have proven that the industry is able to react extremely quickly to extraordinary situations and meet global requirements at short notice. Today, Germany is the most important manufacturer and developer of medical technology in Europe, and the third largest producer worldwide. 1,375 medical technology manufacturers generated a turnover of 33.4 billion euros in 2019, two-thirds of which was made in exports. German medical technology companies invest a remarkable 9% of their turnover and deploy 15% of their personnel in research and development. The federal government is strengthening this innovative power through targeted stimulus.
Schnell wieder gesund werden.
A rapid recovery is what we all want when we are sick. Innovative German medical technology helps us to do this. The corona pandemic has shown just how system-relevant medical technology is. We in the German federal government have been supporting companies active in medical technology research for many years. This allows the best research approaches to quickly reach patients. We are also making the most of the opportunities made possible by digitalization. And with the tax research allowance, we are safeguarding Germany's reputation as an innovative medical technology location and innovative country. German companies cover the entire value chain. Electrodiagnostic equipment for prevention and diagnostics belong to the particularly strong product groups. This is how the important foundations of modern endoscopy were laid in Germany. For therapy, products are developed and offered that use the latest technological procedures and materials. Implants are individually customized for each patient.
The KLS Martin Group covers a large part of the materials needed in an operating room. We're increasingly focusing on digital solutions, patient-specific solutions. That means solutions that are produced for a single patient. We're very active in the field of research and development. In recent years, we've spent an average of around 14% of our turnover on R&D.
State-of-the-art 3D printing processes are already used in series production.
Unser Fokus bei DiNA Implants.
At DiNA Implants, our focus is on the additive series production of implants made from metal and high-quality medical plastics, primarily for orthopedics and particularly for spinal surgery. Taking the advantages of 3D printing into account during the development and design process and incorporating them into product design allows us to produce better products, often at lower prices.
Germany's Mittelstand of small and medium-sized companies, a globally recognized innovation driver, also shapes the medical technology industry.
Wir sind hier bei Königssee Implantate.
We're here at Königssee Implants. We're a medium-sized company located in the middle of the Thuringian forest that covers the entire value chain from raw material to finished product. We manufacture screws and plates for osteosynthesis, meaning to support bone healing. Our products are simply faster and more effective to handle in the operating room. The goal is to have a truly green implant, that is to say, something that's really produced in a carbon-neutral way.
Another important success factor, networking within the industry and the cooperation between companies, universities, doctors, and health institutions.
Die Medical Mountains GmbH.
The Medical Mountains cluster in southern Baden-Württemberg is home to the largest concentration of medical technology companies in Europe. And we, the Medical Mountains GmbH, support and allow all of the medical technology players to network amongst themselves, far and beyond the cluster. Strong industry associations represent the interests of all actors at home and abroad. The Health Made in Germany Export Initiative provides comprehensive market information and professional support services in the search for German partners. Our online database gives direct access to more than 3,500 German manufacturers and their individual company profiles. Germany is your partner for innovative healthcare products and services. Contact Health Made in Germany. We are here to support you.
So here's the dashboard I prepared for you to understand the German medtech sector per se. We've seen some facts and key figures in the film. The cluster landscape was mentioned. Here's some key figures. It's the largest market in Europe at 36 billion euro spending on medical technology within Germany. Actually, the latest figure is going to come out, and we are estimating 2020 to have reached 40 billion already. There's some 1,300 plus manufacturers in medical technology active in Germany. 2/3 of that production is actually being exported. It's more correct to say that 2/3 of the revenue of those manufacturers is made abroad. Over 50% of the exports go into the European countries, and then, of course, followed by North America, and then Asia on the third place. Besides being the largest market of medical technology, it's also highly innovative, and in fact, we're leading patent applications in medical technology at the European Patent Office. 2018 is the latest figure I have, some 1,300 patent applications within medical technology, which actually puts it at the top 3, into the top 3 bracket in the ranking of all patenting activity across all industries. Okay, despite having such a successful production base in Germany, there's also significant imports worth 17 billion euros actually in 2019. And this includes European countries, but very much so also North America and Asia. Keep in mind that the market is governed by European medical device regulation. Specifically, it's the CE certificate. All medical products need to bear a CE certification in order to be marketed in Germany. And specifically, it's the medical device regulation MDR, which is regulating that market. Market segments. Interestingly, the largest market segment is consumables, with a market share about 21%. So this is it's dominated by a low-tech segment, if you will. However, then those evergreens, non-brainers, if you will, high price, high technology sectors are following. Diagnostic imaging, 16%. Supporting devices. This includes active implants, endoscopy, etc. It's 14%, followed also by orthopedics, prosthetics. Interestingly, dental products. The dental sector is quite strong as well, 9% of the medical technology market, kind of like a hidden champion market segment, often ignored, but very dynamic and large growth opportunities. The German healthcare infrastructure actually has significant hardware installations. There's 12,000 large medical apparatus being used by hospitals, 6,000 dialyzers, 1,500 MRI, and about 1,000 coronary angiographs. And this refers once again to that cluster landscape that was also mentioned in the video. This is might be called the backbone of the medtech industry. Here is the blue circles show the manufacturing clusters. This is where the highest number of manufacturers is concentrated. So it makes about 5 hotspots, concentration areas in Germany: Berlin area, then around Hamburg in the north, around Düsseldorf in the west, Tuttlingen, Freiburg in the southwest, with Tübingen also, and then Nuremberg, München in the southeast. The white bubbles here refer to the system of innovation clusters that has been put in place by the federal and state governments. These are actually managed networks with specifically set up management teams to coordinate innovation within medical industry and to connect industry with academia, research, and the clinical setting. So, for example, in Berlin, it's Berlin Health Capital. In the north, it's Life Science Nord. And in Nuremberg, for example, Forum MedTech Pharma or European Medical Valley. So you have structured innovation cluster networks with their own management teams. They run educational programs. They also provide consultant services as per market access, product development, etc., etc. And of course, it will be my pleasure to make introductions to you, to any of these. If you're interested, just let me know. Send me an email, free of charge. Right. As per market access into medical technology sector in Germany, I also already referred to the CE system. Everybody is well aware, actually, that MDR has replaced now, has already replaced MDD. It's by end of this month, you will not be able to certify under the old MDD anymore. This, however, does not mean that they will all disappear, as CE certificates can be valid up to 4 years. We'll actually see old CE marks, products certified under MDD around until 2025. And only then the market will only see MDR certified medical products. Notified bodies, after some years of excited transition and preparation, notified bodies seem to be ready. The large ones, certainly, BSI, TÜV Süd, DiGA, and others, have been certified themselves to provide CE certification under MDR. What else is new? The UDEMET database, which is to be introduced via MDR regulation. This has been postponed, actually, to take place in 1 or 2 years, and giving the industry a little bit more time to prepare, providing extensive information on every single product to be accessed publicly via the UDEMET database. Market access and the reimbursement issue. It's the second side of the medal of market access, if you will. If CE certification is the first side, the other side is reimbursement. Germany actually is quite an easy market to access from the reimbursement side. Actually, the inpatient sector, the basic rule is you will get reimbursed unless the product has been individually put on a negative list. So the basic rule is every product can be reimbursed under existing DRG codes, and which makes it relatively easy to get into the German hospital sector. The situation gets more involved, of course, if your technology requires increased reimbursement, right? If the state-of-the-art budgets do not suffice to have a sustainable business case for an innovative device, for example, you will need to go for extra reimbursement tracks, which can be quite involved processes taking 1 or 2 years. The outpatient sector is the quite opposite of the inpatient sector in Germany. Here you may only be reimbursed once your device has been put on a positive list, which is governed by the National Federation of Health Insurance Companies. Fortunately, there's only a limited health technology assessment compared to other countries. As in Germany, the focus is put on clinical evidence and less on the economic side. So, for example, very much unlike the NHS QALY approach, there's no thresholds in Germany which would maximize or limit the expense on innovative devices, for example. And you may also enter in individual contracts with health insurance companies. Right, clinical trials, just very briefly, under MDR, there's a requirement to run individual clinical trials now, specifically for 2B and 3. You may also have to run clinical trials in Germany under the reimbursement perspective. As I said, when it's about increasing DRG budgets, you may have to run additional clinical trials. However, fortunately, a coverage by evidence program has been put in place so that you may be reimbursed during ongoing clinical trials in Germany. Specifically, high risk products, class 3 products, must always provide RCT clinical trial data. But once again, HTA dossiers are quite limited in comparison to other countries. So therefore, this should be manageable. And of course, we'd be happy to provide further information. Actually, the German government has put a funding and subsidy program into place to enable companies to cope with MDR and to run clinical trials. Specifically, it's about reimbursing the costs of clinical trials. If you if you're putting a regulatory officer into place, you may receive funds for the training courses, even for the salary for a limited time frame, and specifically the direct costs of running clinical trials. This can be reimbursed under this system. I think it's really kind of the holy grail for market access support. Right, digital healthcare. This is a part which is being deregulated in Germany. There's the Digitales Versorgungsgesetz, which has been put in effect last year. For example, and most interestingly, probably allowing for doctors to prescribe digital healthcare apps to let patients use medical apps on their smartphones, on their computers, to help monitor their health conditions, etc., help them manage their disease management, communication with doctors, etc. So this has been put in place by fall last year. The basic assumption in the law package was that patients are entitled to receive digital care now, and that doctors can prescribe digital health apps. There's also a liberation in the teleconsultations reimbursement area, so that literally these days patients can from home communicate directly with the doctor in the doctor's office via video conference, etc., etc. This is new, and this is to be reimbursed now by the health insurance system. Right, by definition, these digital health apps in German, the abbreviation is DiGA, the acronym, digitale Gesundheitsanwendung. By definition, these are to be considered as medical products class 1 or 2A, meaning low-risk products under MDR. They are to be built on digital technologies intended to be used around by the patient, and possibly including the doctor in communicative procedures and activities. Product functionalities, specifically, as I said, monitoring, treatment, pain management, etc., etc. Right, so this was the news regarding medical technology. One more track or one more slide regarding market access for those digital health apps. There's been a fast track into the DiGA directory been put in place. The authority that governs this reimbursement track for those health apps is the BfArM. It's the Federal Institute for Medications and Medical Products. And what the bottom line here of that fast track is that once your product, that health app, is certified, it can be applied to be integrated in the DiGA directory of the BfArM. And the BfArM will either directly decide on the provided information and the application, either grant the listing in the directory directly, or it will go into a preliminary listing and which means into a testing phase commonly it's 12 months, during which the product is already reimbursed. The price is to be negotiated by the manufacturer and the health insurance companies. And then after this testing phase, it is once again decided if the positive care effects can be proven. And if that is affirmative, then that device or that digital health app will be listed in the directory, actually. Further questions can be sent in via email. I'd be happy to discuss further. Right, we're now looking at the pharmaceutical industry dashboard. I have a nice animation prepared for you once again. Just hang on a sec. Here we go.
Biotechnology is changing the world. It is opening up new perspectives and opportunities in life sciences and healthcare. Germany is one of the world's leading medical biotechnology locations. 400 highly innovative companies serve all segments of the sector. They were successful with the approval of 38 new biopharmaceutical drugs in 2018. In the same year, 635 biopharmaceuticals were in clinical development.
Made in Germany is weltweit.
The Made in Germany label is globally renowned for its high-quality standards. Germany ranks second internationally in terms of biopharmaceutical production diversity.
Germany is also the European leader when it comes to fermenter capacity. The German federal government provides the stable and innovation-friendly conditions for this success.
Germany is one of the world's leading medical biotechnology locations. The sector is highly innovative, efficient, and competitive. Biotechnology, the bioeconomy, and biologization of the economy are core elements for the further development of Germany as a high-tech location.
The particular strength of German companies is exemplified by the fact that they serve the complete medical biotechnology spectrum. They offer products, services, and solutions for precise diagnostics, efficient platform technology, and sustainable therapy development.
At Morphosis, we have focused on always developing first-mover products. This means antibody-based drug candidates that genuinely help the patient in the long term, as well as allowing strong market positioning in global competition.
Outstanding offers in contract research and contract manufacturing are another strong pillar of German medical biotechnology.
Charité Research Organization is a clinical contract research organization for early-stage trials. Top-class medical experts, state-of-the-art diagnostic procedures, and excellent study recruitment services are all provided under one roof at the Charité, Germany's biggest university hospital. This combination makes the Charité Research Organization unparalleled worldwide.
174 companies are involved in contract research. 100 companies offer contract manufacturing services. German biotechnology companies are successful because they are integrated within a unique innovation landscape. Strengths are bundled and networked in 32 bioregions. Each biocluster facilitates close collaboration between universities, R&D institutes, and companies. Strong industry associations provide additional platforms for exchange and represent the industry nationally and internationally. Health Made in Germany, the export initiative for the German healthcare industry, works closely with all industry representatives. For international companies and organizations, we bundle expert market intelligence, provide introductory services, and networking platforms, in Germany and abroad. Our online company directory lists more than 3,500 German healthcare company profiles, covering all industry segments for quick and easy industry access. Germany is the place to be for innovative solutions and research services in the biotech area. contact Health Made in Germany. We are here to help you.
Biopharma obviously has become a significant part of the pharmaceutical industry sector per se. So therefore, I'm going to give you a dashboard just to put that biopharmaceutical information into relation, right? And of course, I'll be giving you some biopharma figures as well. The pharmaceutical industry per se in Germany is the largest European market, once again, the largest country, therefore the largest market. 46 billion euro turnover, 5% growth, 500 pharmaceutical companies, manufacturers, but also product development, developers, vaccines even. We've seen in the COVID pandemic, we've seen that the industry actually is successful in the vaccination area as well, specifically in the biotech field, actually. There's 120,000 employees. Manufacturing production is significant and high export. Also trading through Germany. Significant investment into innovation. The industry is quite research intensive with 12.5% of revenue invested in innovation. Medical biotechnology, as I said, vaccines could be appropriate success stories currently to describe innovativeness of the German industry. However, the basic numbers are that the biopharmaceutical revenue has gone up 13% in 2019. So there's significant, it's large growth. There's a 12 billion euro spending on biopharmaceuticals in Germany. There's actually 15 new biopharmaceutical therapeutics being approved in 2019, which actually makes it about half, 45% of all new therapeutics approved in 2019 were medical biotech, from medical biotech origins. Currently, it's BioNTech in the media, CureVac and IDT Biologica, which in part have been funded by the German government in the effort to alleviate the strain of the epidemic and to actually enable local development and production of those COVID vaccines. The over-the-counter market is significant in Germany. People are willing to pay for their own health. Pharmacies, most significant marketplace. Mail order through internet, still on a very low level, however, probably growing. And here's a closer look at specifically what is being demanded in the OTC sector. So it's the generic ailments like cough medicines, cold remedies, pain relief, which is really what people are purchasing on their own and out of pocket, and among the healthy attitude that we see here in Germany, people are willing to spend on health. And obviously here's the top 10, which is in high demand. So thank you so much for your attention. You're very welcome to reach out to me through the partnering system of the Giant event. And of course, my email address, I'd be happy to reply. It's gabriel.flemming@gtai.com. Thank you so much for your attention and take care. Have a good show. Bye-bye.